Since the season 12 trailer just dropped from when I'm recording this, I just wanted to give my opinion on Overwatch's state right now. Normally, whenever I see these type of video, it's mostly from the perspective of players who previously played Overwatch 1, but it's never the players who only played Overwatch 2. This means I don't know how bad the GOAT meta was, nor the 6v6 format, cause I'm a player that, didn't buy Overwatch at its time. And, since Overwatch 2 was free, I said, fuck it, let's play it. Anyways, Overwatch was a major part of my childhood. But it wasn't the gameplay. In fact, I haven't even seen any gameplay whatsoever. I grew up specifically with the schematics, or cinematic, which I know many players can agree with. So, going to Overwatch 2, I knew exactly who was going to main. That being Cass, Ryan, Sombra, Winston, and most importantly, Genji. Going into the game was a blast, but I didn't play Season 1 that much. I think Overwatch 2 was released during my 2-week Minecraft phase, so I just prioritized that. And I just forgot about the game. I mean, I already have a competitive shooter, which was Valorant, so I didn't really pay attention until my personal favorite season ever, that being Season 5. I mean, sure, the Mythic skin was the best, but like, compared to the other Battle Pass skins, it has some of the best skins I've ever seen in the game so far. The hide and seek game mode also like my favorite game mode ever, and I had fun. It was a fun experience, and I continued playing. I played even more than before because Overwatch got ported onto the Switch, which means I had something to play with my cousin other than Brawl Stars because he only had a Switch and an iPad. So it was going great. I was having fun until he joined. That motherfucker. I've hated some heroes in this game. I mean, Moria and Sombra being a few of them, but Maga's presence just broke the joy I had for this game. At this point, I was a true tank main. I would play around Ryan, Ram, Winston, or Doom. Adding Maga seemed like a fun tank until it didn't. It broke the meta in many ways that I can't explain or feel a toxicity arose just from this one update. Maybe it's because of the hate for Maga, or maybe it's just a bunch of dumbasses trying to hate the game because it's Overwatch. What made it worse was that my cousin couldn't even play anymore because of this update, and he had no space whatsoever on his Switch to play. This left me alone and tilted, so I stopped. I would join it back a few times, but it didn't feel that fun. I tried to play comp, but I couldn't play in peace because of my teammates yelling at me for not playing Orisa, Hog, or Maga, or just countering in general. I did not want to do that. Sure, I wanted to win, but I also have to have fun. It is a game after all. So I took a step back and realized the amount of issues in this game. Let's start off with one of my biggest problems, that being cooldown versus ult, but mostly the amount of immortality in this game. It's stupid. You cannot balance immortality because of how it works. Normally, a good trade should be a ult versus ult, which I think Overwatch was before, because I think I heard like many other creators talking about it. But now, it's ult versus cooldown. So even after struggling to build up my Dragon Blade, it just gets cancelled by a fucking Suzu. Like Zendel is a good ult. It gives a massive amount of healing, so a high DPS ult could counter it. That's good. That is balanced. But now, an anti-nade could just counter it. And guess what? Zenyatta's ult is useless because of one cooldown. It's dumb. It's stupid. You shouldn't, number one, cooldowns versus ult shouldn't be a thing. It should always be ult versus ult. And number two, immortality being that broken in that type of like standpoint is stupid. Like Moria's immortality, that's fine. Reaper's immortality, that's fine. Like the ones where you can't attack and not do much, you are just stuck, that's good. But you being able to attack, use all your abilities, use your ult, and do whatever in a mortality field or like Suzu or whatever, that's just dumb. That's stupid. What's the point of playing the game? My other problem is counter swapping, which I know people say it's a quote-unquote mechanic, which if it's true, then the game has a shit mechanic. Because if your tank player has to keep on switching, because if he doesn't, he's throwing. And yes, I said tank, Because why the fuck would a support switch? I mean, all you have to do is healing, not that maybe, hey, they have an Ana on their team. Maybe a Suzu will help my tank knock out anti-nade. But nope, it's a support. They have to just heal. That's their only job. But it's only tanks because they're the big team's big sponge. And I know they added in where you can switch in 10 times or whatever. But like, you still need a switch. It's just that now whoever switches 10 times first loses. Which, you know, is pretty much the same problem. But now in a shorter standpoint. I'm so happy that the devs are actually realizing that, hey, this is a problem. Also, just to let you guys know, I like how you can swap mid-game. It's a good mechanic. It's just that meta tanks, like you having to use meta tank all the time and not being able to play your favorite or else you're quote-unquote throwing is just dumb. Like, let me play Reinhardt, let me tank for the team instead of them going Orisa or Maga and Sombra and Bastion, whatever, and then my Reinhardt dying, and I don't want to switch into whatever counters that comp. My next problem with the game is how poorly the characters were built in Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1. And what I mean by this is that you don't get to learn any like game sense other than mechanics by just playing Overwatch 2 heroes. For example, Alari, you know, she has a good, you need good mechanics mostly to like aim with her. But, oh yeah, guess what? You place down one turret, done. You're done. You're done healing. Alright, time to go Cassidy mode now. Like why? Why? Just like, let the Alari turret break. Let it like be actual, like a nuisance. Be an actual like presence on the map other than, hey, I'ma place down my turret and that's all my healing. Now I'm just gonna go DPS mode. That's stupid. That shouldn't be a thing. And it's like, it goes for other heroes. Like, I know Ram was known as just the blocker instead of the brawler. And Maga, we don't talk about Maga. But, I don't know. I don't know fully. I just noticed Ram, Maga, Alari the most being really well-built characters and like in their role. But I don't know, there's a bunch of videos, you probably heard of them from somewhere else. If not, just go watch them, it's really good. Anyways, my final problem with the game. The biggest problem that I have is the lack of lore. I mean, back in the day, we got stunning animation with stories so amazing that made players actually have an opinion on the heroes that they're going to choose in the game, other than whatever he or she's hot or not, or she's broken. I mean, when you talk about lore that's actually memorable in Overwatch 2, we have JQ being the shit out of everyone, which is good. Ram being an actual menace to the entire world. Alari being a fucking nuke. And then we have Venture, who likes eating rocks. And is also part of the LGBTQ community, but, you know. Yeah, that's it. Also, another thing is that the lore sometimes doesn't even work. Like with Kiriko's H doesn't even work with Hanzo or Genji's. But like, that's a whole different thing, and I know like many people talked about that. But like, come on, Blizzard. Do your research. It's literally your game. How do you not know your... It's fine. When I think of Overwatch back in the day, I would think of Genji and Hanzo cinematic, with Genji's sword on Hanzo's neck. Or Tracer and Widow's cinematic, when Tracer asks why Widow kills. Those moments made it memorable. It made me have an opinion on the characters, and I can't feel like that anymore. None of the characters feel like they actually have an impact other than, hey, I'm part of this community, or hey, I'm friendly with this character, or I just have this really vague thing that I do. It's nothing. It's no like specific like clan, no like actual like partake in Talon, no partake with the Omnics, nothing. Like, Juno is May's niece and is a space Martian. That's all we get. We don't get why she's like part of Overwatch other than being, hey, I'm May's niece, that's it. And two, we have nothing. Why does she hate like Talon? What's her backstory other than she's a Martian? But like, this is just my little rant on Overwatch's current state as only an Overwatch 2 player. Let me know down below in the comments on your opinion on Overwatch's state, or things that you agree or disagree with. And that will be all. See ya.